Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Penn National here on Wednesday. It is November the 23rd, 2016. I'm going to look at the stakes races, races 2, 3, and 4. I will have a pick 3 ticket here. But before I get onto that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5 for more selections from racetracks around the world. So let's get on to it. Today's stakes races, starting off with race number 2. Second race is the Blue Mountain Juvenile Fillies Stakes, purse $100,000. It's for fillies, 2-year-olds, registered Pennsylvania breds. Field of 10 horses, including a 1A, 2B part of an entry, traveling 6 furlongs. 6 furlongs in the state bred stakes race. And my top pick in this one will go to the 8 horse, number 8, Spanker. Gonna go 8156, 8156 in the superfecta. In the pick 4, in the pick 3 play I'll be doing, I'm gonna use the 8 horse Spanker, and I'm also gonna use the 1 horse. I think he has a good shot to win also. But my top pick here is number 8 Spanker, 4-1 Kendrick Hairmouth for David Canzino out of Cape Blanco. They bought this horse at Keeneland September 2015 sale for $7,000, and they made their money back already. This horse has made $42,000, even though he's never won a race. He's been close, but he's never won a race. His last race has come at October the 10th at Parks, a mile off the turf, and a main special weight for $78,000. This horse finished second by 2 lengths that day. He stuck the pace all throughout, really couldn't catch the winner. This horse was the even money favorite, but in his dirt debut, I think it was a little bit too long. I think this horse, cutting back in distance today, should do well. Start before at Presque Isle, 6 furlongs, September the 18th, in the restricted, in a state bred stakes race he had that day for $100,000 at Presque Isle. This horse finished second by 5 1/4 lengths. Almost had to lead at the top of the stretch, but really couldn't keep up with the winner, who ran incredibly well. Again, this horse had a stalking kind of position that day. And then at Saratoga, Tim II, 5 furlongs, main special weight for $83,000. Probably the toughest race of this horse's career. This horse finished 4th by length that day. It was just closed up a tiny bit, but wasn't her best of starts. Against so much tougher in that field of 10 horses, but it wasn't. It was just too tough for this horse that day. One thing I do not think of Cape Blanco is sprinting kind of horses. Cape Blanco came to New York, I believe, from Ireland to run in the Manowar. Won the Manowar at Belmont Park in July of 2011, 2010 maybe. Cape Blanco's out of Galileo as a horse who's a Group 1 quality horse and is producing stayers at a mile and a half in Group 1 races. So this horse really is not bred for sprint, but something I noticed, this horse really wants to sprint. I think this horse has the best pedigree out of any horse in this field. I think this horse should do well here today. I think this horse might get this maiden victory in this 100,000 stakes race. So gets Kendrick Hairmouth for the first time, shouldn't be a problem. So to recap my bets for race number 2 from Penn Nat, it's the Blue Mountain Juvenile Filly Stakes. Gonna go with the 8 horse Spanker. Gonna go 8156, 8156. So now let's get on to race number 3 from Penn National. The third race is the 7th running of the Swatera Stakes. Purse $100,000 for 3-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 10 horses traveling a mile and a 16th here on the main track here at Penn National. Mile 16th. And my top pick here will go to the outside, to the 10 horse. Number 10, Res Judicata. Gonna go 10-1-3-4. 10-1-3-4. Number 10, Res Judicata. 4-1, John Service. This horse is out of Smarty Jones. Remember, Smarty Jones won the Preakness and the Derby in 2004. Also winning the what do you call that race? The Arkansas Derby and the Rebel. Smarty Jones is very good Pennsylvania bred. This horse, takes after his father. He has some speed in him. The horse last time out, Parks Racing, October the 17th, mile 70 yards, allowance race for $93,000 allowance rate. It's weird, but this horse finished second by 9 1/4 lengths that day behind Mr. Jordan, who won next start out. Mr. Jordan, that race actually at Parks that day could have been a grade 3 stakes race. It was so good. The horses in that field, if you just look at it, it was a lot tougher than the field he's facing today, let's say that. But this horse finished second by 9 1/4 lengths, wasn't catching the second, Mr. Jordan, who ran incredibly well. This horse was second best for sure after setting the pace. Like I said, it was a tough campaign. This spot is less, less tough here today. Start before Parks, mile 16th, time 24th in the Pennsylvania Derby Championship. Source finished 4th by 1 3/4 lengths. Set the pace early on, then weakened as the race went on. Really couldn't catch keep up with them. Another tough race. And then at Parks, mile 16th against state bred horses and the Roniki Stakes. Horse finished second by 4.5 lengths. Set the pace or stalked the pace throughout, but really couldn't keep up with the winners. This horse's last win came in the Grade 3 South Tour Mile down the Jersey Shore at Monmouth, 1 mile July 2nd. Horse won by 3 and 3/4 lengths, setting the pace all throughout, and kept going. A very nice clear victory in that field of 4 horses. He was an upsetter that day, beating Mr. Jordan, but I think this horse here today should do well. He's coming back to Penn National, where this horse is undefeated on the dirt. He has a turf start over the summer here at Penn National, where he didn't do well. He finished 10th. He's not a turf horse, I don't think. But in this spot today, I think this horse should do well, going 2 turns also. And plus, his last 2 were very, very tough races. He's stepping down basically in class to run in this spot here today, I think. So to recap my bets for race number 3 from Penn National, it's the 7 Swatera Stakes. Gonna go with the 10 horse. Gonna go 10-1-3-4, 10-1-3-4. And the pick 3, I'm gonna go 10-1. So now let's get on to race number 4. The 4th race is the big one from Penn National. It's the 5th running of the Fabulous Strike Handicap. Purse $200,000 for 3-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 11 horses traveling 6 furlongs here at Penn National. This is the big one of the week. 6 furlongs. And my top pick in this spot will go to the 7 horse, number 7, Awesome Speed. I'm going to go 7-3-8-6, 7-3-8-6 in the Superfecta. I'm also going to use the 7-3-8-6 in my pick 3 ticket. If you've been following my pick 3 play, for a 50 cents minimum base wager, it's going to cost $8. But number 7, top pick, Awesome Speed, 6-1 with Toledo in the saddle for Alan Goldberg, who trains this one. This horse is making his first start since about 2 months. Last start came September 24th at Park, 6 furlongs in the Grade 3 Gallon Bob Stakes. Horse finished 4th by 3 lengths that day behind No Holding Back Bear. This race was very tough for him that day. Stalked the pace early on, but just really weakened. It was just too tough for him that day. It was the horse's first start since the Preakness also, so you have to give this horse a little bit of a break. No Holding Back Bear, who won that day, ran next start actually in British Cup Sprint, didn't finish nowhere, but it was just a tough race for him. Start before at mile 3/16 at Pimlico Racetrack, May 21st on the slop in the 1.5 Preakness Stakes. Horse finished 9th by 21 and a half lengths that day, finishing 9th. This horse was a little bit wide, just tired, and not do well with the slop that day. And then at Laurel Mile on the 8th, April the 9th in the Federico Tessio. Horse finished 2nd by nose, but got placed first due to disqualification of the winner, Governor Malibu. This horse got bumped in the stretch, took off his coordination, really couldn't recover after that. I think he would have won that day since it was a short margin, but he has a lot of speed. He's come back in distance today, which I think it should be a good thing. Also, again, won the Breeders' Cup Classic, I believe, quite a few years ago at a mile and a quarter at Churchill. He's not a horse I think of about speed, but this horse proves he likes sprinting. He last year as a 2-year-old, he won a stakes race at Laurel sprinting, broke his main sprinting, and around a 1-turn mile at Gulfstream Park earlier this year, he did win the Mucho Macho Man sprinting. I think this horse should have a good run here today. 6-1 could be an upsetter here. So to recap my bets for race number 4 from Penn National, it's the 5th Fabulous Strike Handicap. Going to go with the 5. Going to go with the 7 horse here. Number 7, Awesome Speed as a top pick. Going to go 7-3-8-6, 7-3-8-6. So good luck to all, and follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5. Good luck, everybody.